Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Spellslinger. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. We post daily Master Duel content, or I post it just as often as I can. Post deck replays, deck profiles, replays, discussions, anything of that variety. So if you are interested in that, please hit the subscribe button. Today I have an awesome replay for you. It was the replay attached to the Dragon Link deck profile that I posted a couple days ago. It was a really interesting and awesome game that came right down to the wire and was really fun. So we're going to go ahead and get into that now. If you have already seen it, I do apologize. It was just a really fun replay that I really want to showcase again. So we're going to go ahead and get into that now. I will see you in just a second. Alright, so hopping into this replay, like I said in the beginning of the video, we are playing Dragon Link and we are going first. Now, I definitely did not play this deck as optimally as I could, so we're going to be going first here, normal summoning the Seifert, adding a copy of the Collapse Serpent, summoning out the Collapse Serpent with the Seifert that we normal summoned, using the Collapse Serpent to go into a copy of Striker Dragon effect to add a copy of the Boot Sector Launch, chaining the Black Collapse Serpent to add a copy of the White Dragon Wyver Buster here. And of course the Striker Dragon will add us a Boot Sector Launch. From here, we're going to get out the White Dragon Wyver Buster by using the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. We're going to add the Dragon Ravine that we already had in our opening hand, sending the copy of the Dragon Maid Tidying that we had in our hand to send an Absterrouter Dragon to add us a copy of the Rocket Tracer. We're going to swap out our field spells. Boot Sector Launch effect is going to summon out this Rocket Tracer from hand. From here, we're going to go into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Rocket Tracer effect is going to pop the Boot Sector Launch, and right here is where I misplayed just a little bit. Instead of going into a Borreload Savage and just being happy with that, I decided to go for the Chaos Ruler, already forgetting that I had already normal summoned for the turn earlier when I summoned out the Seifert. So we're gonna excavate 5 here, and we hit the Noctivision Dragon, which ends up being a little bit useful later on. So Chaos Space is gonna return the Black Dragon Collapse Serpent to the deck, and we're gonna draw Fairy Tale Snow. So that's a pretty good rip off the top. We're gonna pass to our opponent here. We're not looking too great with Interruption. I definitely played this deck suboptimally, but we'll just get into the rest of the replay. So our opponent is playing Eldlich. They are going to activate a copy of Cursed Eldland as well as the Pot of Prosperity, and I ashed the Prosperity. I don't know if I thought that they had already activated the Cursed Eldland, but they hadn't, so the Pot of Prosperity is what I will be ashing. I just really suboptimal plays on my end, but it ended up being a really cool replay nonetheless, so they're going to go ahead and do some Eldlich plays, activating the effect of Eldlich in hand, going to send my Chaos Ruler. Eldlich effect in graveyard, sending the Cursed Eldland. Cursed Eldland will go back to hand and then summon itself back out. And there he is. And from here, Cursed Eldland effect will dump a copy of the Conquistador to the graveyard, and battle phase, they're going to attack over here, and so in response to that, we will activate the effect of the Heavenly Seal, bouncing, or attributing itself to bounce the Eldlich back to hand, and then the Heavenly Seal in the graveyard will be met with the Ash, unfortunately. So that was a big hit right there, and not a whole lot that we can do about that. So from there, they're just going to pass it back to us. In the end phase, Conquistador effect will set them a copy of the a copy of the Eldlich, as well as the Hawk Arrow that they have in graveyard. Going to get an Eldlich of Scarlet Sanguine, as well as the White Destiny, I think it is. The Black Awakening, that's right. So from here, it's just going to be a turn change, and they are going to pass it back to us, and we draw a second copy of the World Legacy Guard Dragon, unfortunately. So from here, we're going to activate the effect of the Chaos Ruler to summon itself back out by banishing a light and a dark monster. Noctivision Dragon will trigger to summon itself back out. We're going to activate the effect of the World Legacy Guard Dragon, getting back out the Rocket Tracer, and normal summoning Fairy Tale Snow. On the summon of Fairy Tale Snow, they are going to be activating Skill Drain, and we will, in attempt to just get as many effects off as possible before the Skill Drain hits, we're going to activate the Rocket Tracer to pop the World Legacy Guard Dragon that is in our back row, and to that they will chain the Eldlich of Scarlet Sanguine. So all of this will resolve, the Sanguine will resolve, and the Eldlich will come out. The Rocket Tracer will be able to pop the World Legacy Guard Dragon to get out a copy of the Rocket Synchron, and from here, just to get bodies on the field, we go into a copy of the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and we go into battle phase. So get over the Eldlich and get in for a little bit of damage. I could have gotten a little bit more damage in if I was doing things a little bit better, a little bit differently, but like going into a link play before going into that. And the only reason that we go into Quad Boral here is to get the Noctivision into the graveyard so we can draw an additional card, maybe interaction, hand traps, something like that. We don't end up getting anything, but we do have a Rocket Tracer for next turn, so we are just going to pass it like this and see what we can do now. So our opponent is going to activate the effect of the Eldlich of Black Awakening and chain the Sanguine to that effect, so they are going to set themselves a copy of Conquistador, or sorry, a Golden Land Forever. And then the Eldlich of Black Awakening will get themselves out a copy of the Eldlich the Golden Lord. From there, they're going to activate the effect of the Eldlich in the graveyard, sending the Golden Land Forever, adding the Eldlich to their hand, and then special summoning that out to the field here. Alright, and then from here, they're just going to go battle phase, get over our Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. A little bit of a tongue twister, sorry about that. And then change it back to us. Draw phase, we're going to draw another Noctivision Dragon, not super great, but we're going to try to get things off here. Activate the effect of the World Legacy Guard Dragon, getting back out the Rocket Tracer. Noctivision Dragon effect will chain in hand, and then they do have the Ice Dragon's Prison for us. Now, like I said in the original video, it is debatable whether or not they would have wanted to keep this out on the field, but they decided to banish both of them just to keep us off of bodies. So we're going to get the Noctivision Dragon out, and then we're just going to link 4 into Borrelsword Dragon here. Borrelsword, Noctivision Dragon will draw us another card, getting us another Noctivision Dragon, funny enough. And we're just going to pass it to our opponent, and we don't want these copies of Eldlich in the graveyard because they can just come back out and just be even beefier. So just to get as much, I don't know, it's debatable on whether or not I could have attacked over this. This game was definitely played suboptimally, and you can feel free to point out what I could have done better. Please do. I'm always looking for ways to improve and whatnot, so feel free to point anything out that you see, that you saw that I could have done a lot better. So our opponent's turn main 1, they're going to activate the effect of the Eldlich in hand, sending our Borrelsword Dragon, and then chain the Eldlich of Scarlet Sanguine to set a copy of Conquistador directly from their deck. And then the Eldlich will send the Borrelsword. They're going to flip and get in for about 5,000 points of damage here. So Eldlich effect in the graveyard is going to return and special summon itself out in main phase 2. And then from here, they're going to overlay 2 of these into a copy of the Super Dreadnought Cannon Rail Gustav Max. They're going to detach and do 2,000 points of damage, so we are running real low on life points here. They're going to set another copy of Conquistador, and they have a pretty formidable board out here, so let's see what we can do now. So we open a copy of, we draw a copy of Max C. This is actually ended up being a pretty good draw, so before we did anything else, since I know that they have 2 Conquistadors set, to try to bait one of them out, I activate the Max C, and they do end up going for it. They don't want to give us any further advantage than they would already give us. And because their skill drain is now not in effect, what we can do is use the effect of Snow to get itself out to flip down this copy of Eldlich. And then from there we can just go into some Dragon Link play. Striker Dragon will get Noctivision out. And then from there we can link 2 into the copy of Romulus that we didn't use because we had Dragon Ravine in our opening hand. Dragon Ravine, or the Romulus Noctivision, will get us a copy of the Ash Blossom, and from here we can just use that card that we drew to spin back the Gustav, and then we can again use the copy of Snow that we had to summon itself back out. Link 2 here to go into a copy of Access Code Talker. Access code effect, we can pop what we know is their set Conquistador. Again, use the effect to pop their other set one, and then we do have enough cards in the graveyard to go into another copy of Snow, and 1850 is bigger than 18, so from here we can go battle phase and steal this game from the clutches of defeat under skill drain. They got rid of their own skill drain, which ended up being their biggest mistake of the game. So this game was a lot of fun. I hope that you have enjoyed. I hope that you, if you are new, please hit the subscribe button. We're having a lot of fun daily Master Duel content. Have a great deck profile coming out for you guys tomorrow. Lots more content in the future. So until tomorrow, I have been Spellslinger. Have a fantastic day.